watching how Republicans in Congress abuse the rules to make it easy for special interests to stop progress. But just because government's not perfect doesn't mean we can't make it better. And we sure can stop it getting worse. A president by himself can't solve every challenge of the global economy, but if we elect a House and a Senate and a State House and a State Senate that are focused on working people and getting you the help you need, it can make a difference and put millions of people back to work. A president by himself can't eliminate all racial bias in our criminal justice system, but if we elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and also at the local level, district attorneys and state's attorneys and sheriffs that are focused on equality and justice, we can make things better. That's what voting is about, not making things perfect, but making things better, putting us on track, getting the ball rolling, so that we can look back years from now and say, you know what, that was the moment when we turned the corner. That was the time when we started bringing the country together. That was when we once again began to move together to create a better future for our children and our grandchildren. But it's got to start now. Voting is about using the power we have and pulling it together to get a government that's more concerned, more responsive, more focused on you. And if we don't get 100%, we just get 50% of what we want, then that's good, and then we keep on going, we vote some more. And we get more done. And that's how progress is made. And when I hear folks say, well, voting doesn't make a difference, because I voted last time, and look, listen, we've never come close to seeing what it would be like if everybody actually voted. In 2008, that was the highest vote totals in recent elections, in modern presidential era. When I was running, we had the highest voting rates that we've seen. You know how many people out of the eligible folks who could vote voted? 61%. That was the highest. That means 39% of folks who were eligible to vote did not vote. Imagine if 65% of people vote. Imagine if 70% of people vote. Because the folks who tend not to vote, a lot of times it's black folks and brown folks and poor folks and young folks and women. So imagine if all those folks actually turned out to vote. And imagine January 20th, when we swear in a president and a vice president who have a plan to get us out of this mess, who believe in science, who got a plan to protect this planet for our kids, who care about working Americans, who are thinking about you. A president and a vice president who believe in racial equality and are willing to do the work to bring us closer together, to bring us closer to the ideal where no matter what you look like or where you come from or who you love or how much money you got, you can still make it if you try. And you still get justice before the law. All that is possible. All that's within our reach. For all the times over the last 4 years that we've seen our worst impulses revealed, we've also seen what's best in our country. People ask me, they said, how have you been putting up with watching your successor do all this stuff? I say, yeah, it can be frustrating. I don't watch a lot of TV. But you know, what I tell people is, what I've also seen is folks of every age and background, packed city centers and airports and town squares, just so that families wouldn't be separated. Or just so another classroom wouldn't get shot up. Or just so we can make sure our kids don't grow up in an uninhabitable planet. We've seen amazing essential workers and healthcare workers risk their lives day in, day out to help somebody, to save somebody else's loved ones. We've seen people contribute and volunteer for those who are especially having a difficult time right now. We've seen Americans of all races joining together to declare, in the face of injustice and brutality, that Black Lives Matter. No more, but no less. To proclaim that no child in this country should ever feel the continuing sting of racism. We've seen young people like George, who introduced me, ask us, do we not breathe the same air? Do we not bleed the same blood? Do we not deserve safety, belonging, and mattering? That's true in Miami, and it's true all across the country. I know this has been a tough and sometimes discouraging time, but I'm here to report to you, America's a good and decent place.
Hell yeah.
We've just seen so much noise and nonsense, sometimes it's hard for us to remember. But I've been all across this country. I've been all across this state. There are a lot of good people here. There are a lot of folks who share the values of looking out for one another and doing right by one another. And we've just got to make sure that our politics reflects that. And we do that by voting. Miami, I'm asking you to remember what this country can be. I'm asking you to believe in Joe's ability and Kamala's ability to lead this country out of these dark times and help us build it back better. We can't abandon the Americans who are hurting right now. We can't abandon the kids who aren't getting the education they need right now. We can't abandon those protesters who inspired us this summer. We got to channel their activism into action. We can't just talk. We can't just imagine a better future. We've got to go out there and fight for it. We got to out-hustle the other side. We got to vote like never before, and we've got to leave no doubt. So make a plan right now for how you're going to get involved in voting. Do it as early as you can. Tell your family and friends how they can vote too. Don't stop with Joe and Kamala. Make sure you vote all the way down the ticket. And if we pour all our efforts into these 10 days, if we vote up and down the ticket like never before, we will elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And we will leave no doubt about what this country we love stands for and what we believe in and who we are as a people. So let's get to work, Florida. Let's bring this home. I love you, Miami. Honk if you're fired up. Honk if you're ready to go. Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Let's make this happen. Thank you, everybody. God bless you.
They say the